Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday, September 5th, 2024. Born on this date in 1939, civil rights activist Claudette Colvin of Montgomery. At 15 years old, she was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a bus to a white woman several months before Rosa Parks did the same thing. In 1963, former Major League pitcher Cowboy Jeff Brantley of Florence, and in 1970, former Major League pitcher Mike Potts of Langdale. On this date in 1925, a thermometer in Centerville read the highest temperature ever recorded in Alabama that wasn't near a barbecue pit. According to a volunteer weather observer, it hit 112 degrees that day. That summer of 25, for those of you who weren't there, included a long run of dry, triple-digit sweltering days. Today, we'll talk about what the next legislative session might do about vaping, what U.S. Steel might do if it doesn't sell to a Japanese company, and what went wrong in a Facebook Marketplace transaction. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Well, it's never too early to begin our prep for the next Alabama legislative session. You might be relieved to know I'm not going to talk about the next proposal for a lottery that won't pass next year. What I will talk about is another effort that may be back for another run on Goat Hill, a potential ban on vaping in public places. A bipartisan group of legislators are wondering how they might regulate vaping and e-cigarettes. AL.com's John Sharp reports that Alabama Senator Gerald Allen, a Tuscaloosa Republican, wants to see a ban in public places, just like we see with cigarette smoking. In the spring, Allen sponsored legislation doing just that, but it was never made into a top priority. Now, Alabama doesn't have statewide restrictions on where you can use vaping products. It relies so far on local ordinances or nothing at all. Allen has pre-filed Senate Bill 10, which would add electronic nicotine delivery systems to the list of things banned by the state's Clean Air Act. The bill also would rename that 21-year-old law after State Senator Vivian Figures, a Mobile Democrat, for her role in getting the original version of the Clean Air Act approved and banning cigarette smoking in public places. This week, Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris joined Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump when she let it be known that she believes U.S. Steel should continue to be American-owned. And now, AL.com's William Thornton reports that U.S. Steel CEO David Burritt said that if it doesn't complete its sale to Japan steelmaker Nippon Steel, then it's going to close mills. He told the Wall Street Journal that Nippon has promised to invest $3 million into the company in order to keep the older mills running after the planned $14.1 billion sale. The United Steelworkers Union was not pleased with Burritt's comments, blaming U.S. Steel's problems on mismanagement. In Alabama, U.S. Steel still has its site in Fairfield, where it began using a $412 million electric arc furnace in 2020. The company was once the largest employer in Birmingham, peaking at about 15,000 workers. In Coleman, 64-year-old retired Army Colonel Glenn Gilden was attempting to buy a dump trailer that had been listed on Facebook Marketplace, reports AL.com's Carol Robinson. According to the Coleman County Sheriff, the would-be seller met Gilden and said they needed to drive to another spot to exchange the trailer. By the way, folks, that's a red flag. Gilden said that while they were in his truck, the man put a knife to his throat, demanded money, and threatened to kill him. Sheriff Matt Gentry has identified the suspect as Abel Medardo Sacrab Chin, a Guatemalan national who entered the country illegally 2 years ago. According to the report, Gilden pulled a firearm and got off one round, wounding the suspect before the gun jammed. He threw the pistol at the suspect, who grabbed it and got it to fire, striking Gilden in his stomach, shoulder, and leg. Here are 2 PSA messages for today. 1, don't go for a ride with someone you just met on Facebook Marketplace. And 2, don't try to rob a retired Army colonel from Alabama in his own pickup truck. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. We'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, come by and see us anytime you want to. We're on the World Wide Web at al.com.